Namaste. In the last lecture, we looked at how we can cap the outliers using the z-score method, and in this lecture, we'll look at how we can trim the outliers using the same z-score method. Now, first of all, if you didn't follow my last lecture, you first need to keep it in mind that this method of using z-scores for capping or trimming the outliers is valid only if the particular feature is normally distributed. Now, we should ideally split the dataset into training and testing and then apply the outlier engineering techniques only on the training set, because we want to keep the test set untouched until the very end when we are doing the predictions. We want to do the outlier engineering techniques on the training set, and then we want to check whether those techniques are working or not on the unseen test set. But here we'll assume that the entire data that we have is our training set and that we have a separate testing set waiting for us. I'll first show you what the dataset looks like if you haven't seen the last lecture. Well, it is a diabetes dataset. Okay, so I have these particular features and this is the target variable. So I'll first make a copy. I'll say df underscore trim is equal to df dot copy. Now to trim this, first what I'll do is I'll create a function. So I'll say z score underscore trim, and it needs 3 arguments. The first is my dataset, then the list of columns, and then the threshold value. Now what is the threshold value? Well, this is this -3 and +3 range which I have chosen here. So I just want to give us the liberty to choose this value as well, and hence I'm using this thr threshold argument. Now first I'll say for each column in the calls list, first what I need to do is I need to find out the mean of the data of each variable and then calculate the standard deviations. So I know that what is my upper level and what is my lower level or lower boundary, upper boundary. So first I'll calculate the mean. So I'll say df of call is dot mean, and this will be stored in my mean variable. And similarly, my standard deviation, it will be df of call dot standard deviation. Now once I have these two things, I can calculate my upper and lower bound. So I can say my upper bound is mean plus 3 times or the threshold times standard deviation, and my lower bound is mean minus the threshold times standard deviation. Okay, fair enough. I'll just show you what I'm trying to do now. Now first, for example, assume that this is the dataset that we have. Okay, so these are 6 values in the dataset. Now it will go through one feature at a time, my function. So in the first feature, it will find that this third index has an outlier, so it will save this in an empty array. Okay, now it will go to the second feature and find that the index 2 and 5 are outlier points, so it will save 2 and 5, it will append 2 and 5 to that particular array. Then in the feature 3, it will find that index 3 is outlier, and then feature 4, it will find that the index 5 is outlier, and then it will look at the unique values of this array. So it will find that 3, 2 and 5 are the unique values. So these particular rows have outliers, and hence we'll drop these 3 rows from the dataset, and the remaining 3 rows, that is 1, 4 and 6, they will not have any outlier points. What I'll do is I'll just save this df of call in a variable just to simplify things a bit. First what I'll say is, for example, I'll do it on the s1 variable first of all. So I'll say s is equal to df of s1. Okay, so this is my original s or df of s1. Now what I need to do is I need to find all my values of s which are greater than the 3 times standard deviation. So what is my upper bound? 0.1429, right? Because we saw this in the previous lecture as well. So if I do 0.1429, if s is greater than this value, or s is less than, or I'll say my s is less than minus 0.1429, because my mean was 0. So if my mean is 0, then basically it is mean plus 3 standard deviations and mean minus 3 standard deviations. So it is just a case of this negative sign. Okay, so if this is the condition, then tell me the Boolean array. So this is the Boolean arrays. Now I'll do a simple s, the subset of this, and now it will give me all the rows which are outlier points, okay, according to this condition. So this is what I'll be doing here. So I'll say, so give me all these rows where the s is greater than, either this s is greater than my upper bound or my s is lower than my lower bound. Okay, so I'm just checking both of these conditions. So if I find any of these two conditions to be true, I'll return the particular row value. Okay, so I've gotten these two rows back, and now what I'll do is I'll do a simple dot index upon this, and these are the two index values of those rows. So I'll do dot index here as well, and now I'll save this in a variable called indexes. Okay, now I need to find a way to capture these two values. So what I'll do is I'll instantiate an empty array. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll say drop outliers is equal to np dot append, and append to which array? To drop outliers array. And what do I want to append? I want to append my indexes list or the indexes array. I'll just return my drop outliers array. Okay, so once I have this, now what I'll do is I'll simply call this function of z_score underscore trim. And what do I want to trim? Which data frame? I want to trim my df underscore trim dataset. And what are my columns? Well, my columns, if I check, they are stored in my dir.feature names. So these are my feature names. I just copy this here. My next argument is my threshold value, which is +3 in my case. I'll just choose it to be 3 here. Now when I execute this, now this is giving me all the index values of all the outlier points. Okay, so we see that 230 is repeated, then 123 is also repeated 3 times here. So we need to find the unique values of this. So now we need to find the unique values of this array. So I'll do np.unique. So these are the unique values now. Okay, so I'll just store them in a variable called dropped. Very good. So now I'll simply drop these index values from my trim dataset. So I'll say df underscore trim dot drop. The labels are my dropped, and I want to do an in place operation. So I'll say in place is equal to true. Now if I check my df underscore trim dot shape, I see that it has 430 rows. And if I check my df dot shape, my original data frame shape, it is 442 rows. So I'm trimming in essence 12 rows from this data. So if I do 12 upon 442, it is nearly 2.7% of the data. So this is how we can use the z-score method for trimming the outliers. So that would be all for this one. So thank you for watching.